Hey folks, welcome to another Why It's There video. This time we are going to the second to top shelf because the top of the shelves are actually the top shelf, and we'll get to those later on. But this is the top shelf in the middle section of my shelving units here. So there's a there's a lot of games here. We'll start over here as per usual because my shoulders are going to be blocking those more often than not. So we're going to start over here. Here we have Warpgate, and I'll actually take it out here so you can see it. Warpgate is by Wolf Designer Games, and it's actually a kind of like a 4X game, but it's one of the original, well, one of the first like streamlined 4X games that were on the market. And Wolf Design is a great company. Artyom is a good friend of mine, and this is just a great fun game. And so Warpgate is a great game. It's staying on my shelf for the foreseeable future. Really enjoy this game a lot. So we're going to put that back on the shelf here. The next game that's here is a bigger box, but Stan Kordonsky, Rurik Don of Kiev. I love the theme of this one. It is, if you like Stan Kordonsky as a designer, this is probably one that if you didn't know about it, you probably need to check it out, because this is one of my original Stan Kordonsky. I really like Stan Kordonsky games. And this is just a great one. It's got a great playmat as well, so I really enjoy this game. So this one's, again, staying on the shelf for the foreseeable future as well. So that goes right there. Up here, Santorini. This is a great game about, it's just a abstract strategy game, but it really looks great. And that's my thing for abstract strategy games. It's got to have a great table presence. So build like a mortal, win like a god. Gordon Hamilton, he just came out with another game called Ragnaroks. Really enjoy that one too. Also, just an abstract strategy game, but the table presence is off the charts. Same thing with this one. A friend of mine, Vernon, you know who you are, actually painted this game. It's white. It comes with white and blue plastic pieces, and dude painted it off-white so that it looked more like the stucco buildings that are at Stanford. The dude's crazy, but I love him. So that's Santorini. Toledo by Mayfair Games. This one is where you're basically constructing swords, forging swords for the king, and you're trying to get your sword to be the best, but it has this progression, kind of almost like a ladder progression thing that's going on with it. Really liked it for its innovation back in the day. It just felt different than a lot of the other games that were coming out, so hung on to this one, and I like the idea of forging swords. So that's cool. Legendary. This is the Marvel Legendary, and this is probably my favorite one. I really enjoyed the Aliens one, but they just kind of went off course a little bit. I felt like this is my original kind of stepping into the game, and I really enjoyed this one the most. So this one is the one that stayed on my shelf. Marvel Legendary, great card deck building game. Really enjoy it. Photosynthesis, just got through talking about one of this on one of the segments of our top 100. This is a great little game. Has some great little cardboard components in there, great little cardboard trees. Neat little system where the sun is revolving around the board. I really enjoy this game. It's one of my favorite science, nature themed games. So that's sticking around for a while. Sword and Sorcery. I'll pull this one out so you can see the top. Sword and Sorcery. This is a really neat dungeon crawler by Ares Games, and it just basically felt like I was watching a D&D campaign unfold. That's what this felt like. I didn't feel like playing D&D, but it felt like the campaign was unfolding in front of me, and I was part of it. I was playing through it, and so I really enjoyed this game a lot. So it's sticking around. Conan. This is the one from Monolith. It's got a fair amount of bad press because a lot of the things is, you know, if you're not playing Conan, well, it's not as fun as if you were playing Conan. But it's a Conan game, and it's got a ton of really nice miniatures in it. So probably not going to get rid of that one either. But I also enjoy playing the game too. It has a really neat mechanism that's also employed in this game as well, of a kind of a river where it's really hard to explain, but you have points that you can use, and then you cycle those back in. It's just a really neat mechanism that's employed in the Batman game here and in the Conan game. Really enjoyed it a lot, so that's sticking around for a while. Tsukiyumi Full Moon Down, and then the expansion after the Moonfall. This is a really cool game. And I know that Gray Fox Games did a reprint of it with miniatures in it. I've not yet seen a copy of that physically. I know that it's out there, and I know that it exists, but King Raccoon Games did a really good job designing this game. This is the cardboard standee version of it, where all of the stats for the units are actually on the standees. So I really like that, and this is a great game. I still want to check out and play the miniatures version of it. I just haven't been able to. Haven't been able to not necessarily get my hands on a copy of it, but I haven't known anybody near me either that has a copy either. But I do want to give it a try. From Monolith Batman, Gotham City Chronicles. As you can see, 2 huge boxes, so I'm not going to pull these all off the shelf, but this has great miniatures. It's got a neat little game. The rule book was confusing. It got a lot of bad press. Same thing what's going on here. Rule book was not very well written, but if you can get past all of this, it's a really fun game. Uses that river mechanism in both, and 2 boxes of game, and it's going to stay on the shelf just because it's iconic, and I do enjoy playing the game. Battle Cry, the Exciting Civil War Battlefield Campaign. This is the one that uses, it's from Avalon Hill, and it uses the commands and color system that Richard Borg uses. Again, not going to get rid of this because I'm such a huge fan of that system of war simulation. So it's going to be staying on there for quite some time. I really enjoy Richard Borg's system that he created, and I think it does a great job of simulating those different battles in a palatable way. The other war games that are out there do a great job of simulating more than just the battles, but this one is something that's a little bit more palatable for more people, which is why I like it a little bit more. I'm not a huge charts kind of person, and you don't need charts to relive or rather reenact those different battles that are part of the Civil War, the American Civil War. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, this is going to be not leaving my shelf anytime soon. And so that is episode 7 of Why It's There. Thanks for joining me. I certainly appreciate it. We'll see you guys and gals on the flip side. Take care.